Om Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir me sada Yenakshara samamnayam Adhigamya maheshwarat Kritsnam vyakaranam proktam Tasmai paninaye namaha Vakyakaram vararuchim Bharshakaram patanjalim Paninim Sutrakaranja Pranatosmi Munitrayam Vagartha Viva Samprikto Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Namaste. Welcome, everyone. So it's nice to see you all. So we're all I'll stop sharing. So as we start this next session of our study, wanting to invoke the grace of Pujya Shri Swami Dayananda Saraswati Ji, Lord Dakshinamurti, of course, of Goddess Saraswati, of Panini Muni, and Meda Michika Ji, who has given us a lot, and all of our Asmad Guru Bhya, all of our teachers. So as we're starting, we'll continue with what we were studying last. We're studying Sadhana Bodhini. So we'll continue with that text. I think we were getting some out of that, seeing some sentences. After that text finishes, I don't know, we'll see what happens then. Maybe we'll see what the interest is. Maybe we'll end our Sanskrit classes. Maybe we'll continue, however we want to do. But it's nice for us to continue, at least to finish this text and to see where we go. Yeah, it's been a blessing to share this much, So yeah. So let me share again. 1 second. Okay, Ujjayantar Maheshwara Sutra. Hopefully you remember that still. Om A I Un Rilik E Ong I Ouch Haya Varat Lan Nyama Gananam Jabhanya Gadhadash Jabagadadash Kapha Chatata Chatatav Kapai Shashasar Hal Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani Om Tip Tas Ji Sip Tas Ta Mip Vas Mas Ta Atham Jha Thas Atham Dhvam It Vahi Mahing. So those are our Ting Pratyas, and then our Sup Pratyas. We'll chant the original. Su O Jas Ot Shas Ta Bhyam Bis Nge Bhyam Bhyas Ngasi Bhyam Bhyas Ngas Os ni o sup. So if you remember, we were doing this text, Sadhana Bodhini, the revealer of the means. So Bodhini is the teacher, right? The revealer, the one who is a Bodhatu, right? Buddhatu, sorry, to know. So that comes from that. The one who is teaching, one is revealing, who is giving the knowledge. So the revealer of sadhana, all of the different means for us to gain freedom. Right? Of course, the main sadhana is jnanam, but these are all the sadhanasya sadhana, the means for preparing ourselves for the main means, if that makes sense. Sadhanasya sadhana. These are all different ways for us to prepare ourselves, prepare our mind and our attitude so that we are prepared for the knowledge. So this text really reveals that. It also does talk about jnanam at the end. So we will get there, but it's relatively short in that area. This text is composed by Swami Sadatmananda Saraswati. So was my acharya, he's my guru from, he's still teaching in Ashtavidya Gurukulam in Anaikatti, Coimbatore. So this is his second course. He finished his second course. So we'll chant our prayer. You can repeat after me. I know we know it, but you can repeat after me. Om Namaskritya Gurum Bhaktya. Namaskritya Gurum Bhaktya. Brahmatmananda Rupinam. Brahmatmananda Rupinam. Sadhanasyopadeshtaram. Sadhanasyopadeshtaram. Purve sadhana bodhinim. Purve sadhana bodhinim. So after saluting our Guru, Namaskritya Gurum, Bhaktya, with devotion, who is that Guru is Brahmatmananda Rupinam, who is the nature of Brahmatma, who is the nature of Brahman, which is the same, identical to the self, and which is Ananda, right? Which is happiness or limitlessness. And who is Sadhanasya Upadeshtaram. Upadeshtaram is the same as Bodhini, the one who reveals. The one who reveals what? Sadhanasya, the means. So, having saluted that Guru, Kurve Sadhana Bodhini, I write Sadhana Bodhini, this text. So often the author will give the first mantra shloka as the prayer as well. So we were seeing that in this topic, let's go back a little bit. We were talking about the topic of Karma Yoga, right? And by Karma Yoga, mental purification takes place. Okay, so I'm going to catch us up with the story. And then we saw that, now what about Bhakti Yoga? Right? What about Bhakti Yoga? Now it says here, Bhakti Yoga is not different from Karma Yoga, because in both, action and connection to the Lord are common. Okay, Bhakti Yoga is not separate from Karma Yoga because it involves action and devotion to the Lord or connection to the Lord. Okay. But now you may say, but I've heard of this thing called Bhakti Yoga. Why is it called a separate name if it's the same thing? Okay. Here it says, taking into consideration some specific actions, Bhakti Yoga is distinguished from Karma Yoga and given the name Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so as I said, there's like a big circle. All activities that I can do are in this circle, and I'm doing all of these activities for the Lord. Ishwararpana, for the Lord, right? That's Karma Yoga. Any action I can do, I can offer to the Lord. Within that circle, there's a smaller circle of actions. And that smaller circle of actions is still actions to the Lord, but they're very specific actions. Those specific actions are called Bhakti Yoga. Okay? Now, what are those actions? Now, this is where we're at, okay? This is token number 10, and it's going to tell us what are those specific actions. So you see how it's unfolding. These different sadhanas are. Okay, you can repeat after me. Trividhani cha karmani, Trividhani cha karmani, Dehavak chitta karyataha, Dehavak chitta karyataha, Ishan vayastu samanyam, Ishan vayastu samanyam, Bhakti tattvam tadevahi, Bhakti tattvam tadevahi. Now let's chant the whole thing. Trividhani cha karmani, Dehavak chitta karyataha, Ishan vayastu samanyam, Bhakti tattvam tadevahi. Okay. So, we were talking about Bhakti Yoga. And what are the actions in Bhakti Yoga? So let's just read the translation first. Those actions are of 3 types. So there's 3 types of action that fit in there. Action produced through the body, through the speech, and through the mind. But relating to the Lord is the common feature, and that is alone is the essence of devotion. Okay, so now let's see the words. Trividhani cha karmani. Okay, Trividhani cha karmani, dehavak chitta karyataha. Okay, so here, remember, we don't see a verb, right? We don't see a verb. There's no verb there. We can add this word bhavati, right? Or asti. We can always add that. So we'll just okay. Now we'll just take one of the words. So context, right? We'll see that karmani. So we want to find the first case, right? Trividhani and karmani can be 1-3 or 2-3. Like phalani or jnanani. 1-3 or 2-3. And karyataha, this whole compound, is actually an avyaya word. And we'll see why it's an avyaya word. Okay, so we know that these 2 are the options for my first case. Okay, so let's just say karmani. Let's start with karmani. Okay, so karmani, this is a subantam padam. Subantam padam has 2 parts, right? Pratipadikam and supratyaya. Okay, so what is the pratipadikam? Now this is tricky. Karmani is actually karman shabda. Karman shabda. This is just like Brahman, Napumsaka linga Brahman. And we'll see that in a moment. So if I have Brahman here, and you'll see that it follows this form where I have long E for dual and short E for plural. Like, okay. So Brahma, Brahmani, Brahmani. Short. Long E for the middle, short E for the end. Okay. Brahma, Brahmani, Brahmani. So this is not really, like I said, Palam or Jnanam. It's not actually like that. It's like Brahman, Napumsakalinga. So ananta napumsakalinga shabda. Brahmana, Brahmabhyam, Brahmabhihi, Brahmane, Brahmabhyam, Brahmabhyaha. Okay, so now we're actually seeing the word karma. So karma, karmani, karmani, karma, karmani, karmani, karmana, karmabhyam, karmabhihi, karmane, karmabhyam, karmabhyaha, karmanaha, karmabhyam, karmabhyaha, karmanaha, karmanoho, karmanam, karmani, karmanoho, karmasu. He karman, so nakaranta. He karman, he karmani, he karmani. But you're not going to talk to karma, so I don't, there's no sambodhana really, but there is sambodhana technically. Okay, so we saw that this can be 1-3 or 2-3. Karma, karmani, karmani. Right? Okay, so this can be 1-3, 2-3. So we will take 1-3. We're looking for a, it can be either, but we don't have a reason to really give the second case. So karman shabda or karman pratipadika. This is prathama vibhakti, bahu vachanam. This is kartari prathama tu bhavati. Okay. So karma is. Karmas are, rather, because it's plural. Now, trividani karmani. Okay, trividani will also take first case plural. Now, this word is an adjective to karmani. Okay. And this is actually trividham. This is more like jnanam, phalam, like that, trividham. And 1-3 will be trividhani. This word can take all three genders depending on what it's qualifying. Here we are qualifying a napumsakalinga word. So trividhani will also be napumsakalinga. Yeah. Trividhani, now this word means threefold. 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 So karmas are threefold. Okay, the karmas are threefold. What are the threefold karmas? So deha, vak, chitta, karyata. But now, so they go with, each goes with karya. Okay, deha karya, vak karya, and chitta karya. Okay. So yeah, so these are samanadhikaranam. These two words are samanadhikaranam to each other. Yeah. Okay. So deha vak chitta karyata. Okay. So karya means action. Okay. Action. Yeah. It says produced. We don't actually have that word produced there, but action by or through the body, speech, and mind. Okay, action by, so we have to add the word in English, we will say action produced by body, speech, and by the mind. Or through the body, through the speech, through the mind. Okay. Karyataha, I said it's an avyaya word. How is it avyaya word? Because you see this, the one clue is this, you see taha. Taha. Now, when you see this taha, that is a suffix that's added. I have it here. This is in the end of the book 1, but it's also in the derivatives book. Okay, it's technically called tasil. Okay, tasil. Tasil gets short, it gets cut down to tas. Okay, so it's tas and then becomes at the end of a word, the sakara becomes visarga. So taha. Taha. It's usually in the sense of fifth case ending. Okay. Notice I'm using the word usually, but most of the time it's fifth case ending. Now, usually, why I'm saying usually is because here we don't really see a fifth case ending. It's not, there's 3 karmas. There's 3 types of actions or 3-fold karmas. The action, it's not because or it's not from the action. The fifth case doesn't. So Swamiji actually gives the word in the form of. In the form of. In the form of, we actually see third case. Itham buddhe tritiya. Itham buddhe tritiya. Itham buddhe tritiya, we see the translation as in the form of. That we don't see that third case very often, but if you remember those words, itham buddhe, that's third case in the, and it's which often translated as in the form of. So I looked at how can this be if it's not fifth case. I thought it always was fifth case. So then I looked it up in the book. You can also look at the sutra, but if you look in the book, in the derivatives book, okay, what happened? It says, okay, so this is the entry, tasil. The following 7 things need to be known. Okay, we don't need to know any of this. Panchamyarte can be in the sense of fifth case, but then you see what it says underneath, or any other case based on the context. So this is, so we have to know the context. The teacher has to usually give the meaning of what. Most of the time, again, I'm saying it's usually fifth case, but here is one example where it's not fifth case. Okay, so here we have tritiyarte, third case meaning itamute triti. Okay, but tasil, or sorry, the tas ending is actually makes the whole word avyaya. Okay, when we add this tasil, this tas ending, it makes the whole word avyaya. So this whole word is technically avyaya. Okay, we're running out of time, but just quickly, if you wanted to see, we learned a little bit about samasa. Yeah, so technically, right, we would make all of these 3 into a dvandva samasa. We call dvandva samasa, type D. Dehascha, vakcha, chittascha. All of these together, deha and vak and chitta. Okay. So they are all given pradhana. So they're all equally, we just say and. They body and speech and mind. They are connected to this word karya by the third case. It's a tatpurusha samas. Tatpurusha means the last word is the main word. So karyata. So this whole word, we want to emphasize that it's action. Okay, so we say tatpurusha. The last word is the main thing. It's an action by or through. You see that third case meaning coming there? This karane tritiya. But when you have a dvandva connected like that, you can do like mathematical distribution. So ehena kriya, you can connect each word to karya, vak karya and chitta karya. It distributes. Karya distributes to all three of those words. So we have action by the body, action by the speech, and action by the mind. Okay, so we see the translation as those actions are of three types. So karmani, so cha, karmani. So those actions are of trividani, are threefold, are of three types. Okay, their action produced by the body or through the body, through the speech, and through the mind. Okay, so we got that first sentence. Yeah, we're okay? Okay. Ishan vayaha tu samanyam. So you see this word tu. We also missed this word cha, but tu and cha are big fat zero. Avyaya. Avyaya. So it means, tu usually means however, but on the other hand, it's a contrasting. So, tu, however, or but. Ishan vayaha samanyam bhavati. Okay. Here we have the word Ishan vayaha and samanyam. So let's take Ishan vayaha. If we can guess with your fingers, what case do you think this word is? Ishan vayaha. Yeah, it looks like Ramaha, right? Anvayaha. Ishan vaya. So this is, yeah, this is Ishan vaya akaranta pullinga pratama vibhakti ekavachanam. And this is, it's samanadikaranam to samanyam. We'll see that. But anvayaha, this word, it means connection or relating. Yeah, connection. You notice we see this word in Gita class too. I say, oh, here's the anvaya order sometimes. That means we're putting the words, we're showing the connection to each other. We're showing how the words are connected to each other and how they're connected to the verb. Mainly how they're connected to the verb. And by that, we know how they're connected to each other. So, connection to Isha. Isha. Isha means Ishvara, to the Lord, right? Connection to the Lord. Is samanyam. Samanyam, this is also pratama vibhakti. This is samanya akaranta napumsakalinga jnanavat, like jnanam. Okay, so the first case will be samanyam pratama vibhakti ekavachanam, and these two words are in samanadikaranam. They're the first case. They're pointing to the same thing. Samanyam means the same. See, in the English, we see SAM, and they're both come from the same root. That's samanyam. Samanyam and same. Here he the author translated as common feature. But that's just trying to elaborate on what this meaning is. But here it just literally means, but the connection to the Lord is the same. Why do we need to say that? Because we said there's threefold karmas: body, speech, and mind. Now you may think they're all very separate. No, they are. The instrument is different, body or speech or mind, but they are same in that there's a connection to the Lord. Okay. So, yeah, we see this. Okay. So the second part we're okay with. Yeah. But the connection to the Lord is the same, or is the common feature. Now, tadeva bhakti tattvam hi bhavati. So, tadeva. Okay, let's start right to left. Or let's start usually order. Okay, so bhavati, we pick up the verb, right? Budhatu, 1p, to be. Lat lakaraha, kartari prayoga, pratama purusha, ekavachanam. So try to say along with me, because this discipline, I've noticed we're still lacking that discipline of dhatu information, then thing pratyaya information. So bhu dhatu, 1p, to be, then we give the pratyaya information. Lat lakara, kartari prayoga, pratama purusha, ekavachanam, third one. Okay, now we need a first case. So let's go through these words. Tad, can tad be the first case? Sure, yeah, tad can be the first case. Eva, no, right, Eva is avyaya. Bhakti tattvam, yeah, can be first case. He, avyaya. Okay, so let's see these. So we can start with tad or bhakti tattvam. We can start with bhakti tattvam, or let's start with tad. It'll make the translation a little bit easier. Tad. Tad is, what's the pratipadika of tad? Tad. Okay, I hope you didn't think too much about that. Tad, pratipadika is tad. This, this is so sarvanama, dakaranta sarvanama. And this is, we have to choose the gender very carefully. Yeah, I can hear you saying it. Napumsakalinga, neuter gender. Masculine gender 1-1 would be saha. Feminine gender 1-1 of tad will be sa. Little softer. Ah. Sa. So, saha. So saha, tad, and sa. Here, so we know it's napumsakalinga because it's, you see the word tad. Okay. Kartari pratama. Sure, no problem. Bhakti, let's say bhakti tattvam. Okay, bhakti tattvam. Bhakti tattvam, tattvam means the truth or the essence, right? We see Brahma tattvam or Atma tattvam, the truth or the essence of the self or of Brahman. So here we bhakti tattvam, the essence of devotion. You can see it's a 6T Shashti Tatpurusha Samasa. We're talking about tattvam, the essence of bhakti. So these 6 cases. So, right? Okay. Bhaktehe tattvam. So the essence of devotion. This is the pratipadika is bhakti tattvam itself. Tattvam, that tvam gives napumsakalinga gender. So this is napumsakalinga gender. Prathama vibhakti. So sorry, we start with pratipadika, bhakti tattvam. Makaranta, we can say napumsakalinga, prathama vibhakti, ekavachanam, kartari prathama, or we can say samanadikaranam to tad. Okay, so tad, that is Bhakti Tattvam, the essence of devotion. Here we have this word eva. Eva means alone. Eva. So that alone is the essence of devotion, of bhakti. That alone is the essence of devotion. And we have this word he at the end. It's just to emphasize. Indeed. Indeed. He can also mean because. Here it means indeed. Okay. So within the scope of Karma Yoga, we have a subset of actions called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, there's 3 types. There's Deha, Vak, Chitta Karya. And all of them are still devoted, connected to the Lord. And those 3 make up the essence of devotion. We'll see more about those in the next class. Okay, so let's chant it with the meaning in mind. Chant it together. Trividhani cha karmani deha vak chitta karyataha Ishan vayastu samanyam bhakti tattvam tadevahi. Did the meaning come? Okay, yeah. Trividhani karmani deha vak chitta karyataha. Okay. We'll finish here. Oh, and then I'll take any questions. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. So Urmilaji, I know you have that question. If you can unmute yourself if there's more, but so there's this, her question is, how can this be a samasa if the pratipadika is the entire word? Yeah, so the pratipadika of a samasa is the entire word. So even here we have the pratipadika of this word. Okay, let's just say there's no suffix taha, okay? But the whole pratipadika, deha vak chitta karya or karyam. It's the whole word is the pratipadika. So first, we join the words. The samasa joins the word. That word then becomes a new pratipadika. Then we add supratyaya after that. So that whole compound comes together. That is a samasa. That samasa gets the status of pratipadika. Then pratipadika can attract a supratyaya. Then it can decline. Yeah. So I hope that's clear. You can unmute yourself also if there's.
What is the gender of the final? Is the final word makes the gender if there are 3 words?
Yeah, so it depends on what kind of samasa it is. Mm-hmm. Here we have it's called tatpurusha. That means the last word is the pradhana, but that last word also gives the gender. So tattvam happens to be napumsakalinga. So then the whole word gets the gender. Yep. So there's different types of samasas. So those rules change, but right now let's just stick to this tatpurusha. They're more common for us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we'll take a 2-minute break. We'll switch over for our classes.